Hi guys, I haven't posted a YouTube video in a minute, and this video and everything will kind of just be an explanation of why that is. Guys, truthfully, I just kind of quit. I kind of gave up and lost doubt in myself, lost hope in myself. But I just want to say first of all, I just want to emphasize that I've been into the mindset of starting a business, having a business, and just kind of going all in with the business ever since 2022, the end of 2022, but I'm sorry I'm sick right now. And also, yeah, it's just been ever since high school. It's been an on and off thing of, just grinding and being in business and just being on that next level of life, but I say this full-heartedly. There's been many times where I started, and there's been many times where I quit. I just start and then I give up. I just start and then I give up. I just start and then I give up. It's repetitive, bro, but at the end of the day, I am now 19 years old, and the reasoning for me doing that is just simply because I was distracted by many things. Within those years, guys, I was in high school. I was distracted by girls. I was distracted by social media. I was distracted by, just a whole bunch of things that were very unimportant in my life, but it all kind of shaped me. It all changed me. It all made me realize so much about myself. And it's crazy because I've came so far already, and I've already learned so much. But let me tell you this, in the beginning of a journey of where you're trying to change your whole entire life, it all comes down to a realization. It all comes down to realizing who your character is. It all comes to realizing your identity and who you are right now, and all of your beliefs, all of your belief systems from the moment you were born to the moment that you're in right now. It's just a perception of reality, just the reality that you live in, how everything is going in your life, how everything is moving in your life. That's where everything just starts to you just start to realize so much when you realize your situation. It's a lot. It's a lot of information to intake. Change, it's wild, it's crazy, it's different, it's something new, but it's something that once you realize it just starts to come in your mind, and you just start to change. That's just how it works. But I'm sorry guys, I'm sick, so I got the allergies, but I pray that y'all get as much information from this video as y'all can. But I haven't posted a YouTube video in a minute because I quit again. But right now I'm in the moment of bro, I'm sick of this. I have been doing this for years. I've been procrastinating for years. I've wanted this life for years. And I can tell y'all, I've had months. I have many months. I had weeks where I actually would get up at 5 a.m. and just grind, and, just doing all this, mental stuff for my mind, like reading books and meditation, going on runs, going to the gym, eating better, all of this different stuff. It helps, of course. It helped me so much, but it's just a one-time thing. What you do every day is more important than what you do every once in a while. Always remember that right there, because once you start to repeat these steps every single day, it becomes a habit. It becomes your life. It becomes your identity and your character and everything. But when I was in high school, it all started with the big TikTok trends, of course, with the I don't know how to explain it, but it's just, you just see supercars and this rich lifestyle, a different style of life, and it's like, damn, bro, I want that. Because out of high school, what do you really want? It's like when you get out of high school, you don't know what you want in life. You really don't. You're just pushed out into the world, not knowing what to do with yourself. And early stages in high school, I was gifted by God to, the mindset and ability to be alone. And being alone has shown me so much about everything, because I've been alone ever since middle school. I was a military child, so I moved around a lot and I had to fit into new places and just, try a lot of things. Eventually, all that stuff, it just got really tiring because, I'm just like, man, I'll never fit in, bro. It's not the same people I grew up with and it's different. So, ever since I was young, I truly learned how to be alone. I didn't need to be friends with everybody. I didn't need to have friends to, function in life. People just need a lot of things to function in life, and it's insane. All I really needed was God at the end of the day. All I needed was God to function every day in life. But, I just love the gift of being alone, because being alone, it helps you learn so much about yourself. And the real reality at the end of the day is most of your lifetime you will spend with yourself. When you sleep in bed and you close your eyes, you're alone in your own mind, in your own thoughts. You can have a partner or a spouse right by you, but at the end of the day, you're alone. You don't know what you're going to do with your life for the next 5-10 years. You don't know. You're alone in most of it. Most people my age, they don't know how to be alone. They have to go to parties. They have to be with the boys. They have to be with their girl. They have to do this. They have to do that. Being alone has been a character trait of mine ever since I was young, and it just truly helped me spike and spiral my identity and everything that I knew I want in life, And then everybody, my age, they go to college and they want to go to college for the parties and the girls, and they don't know what they're chasing, bro. They don't know what they're doing. They don't. But being alone, it's crucial. When you learn to be alone, you learn to love yourself. You learn to figure yourself out more. You learn to just figure life out way better when you're alone, honestly. But guys, again, in order to win, you have to fail. You have to be broke. You have to, quit sometimes, bro, because sometimes it might come down to that. In the world, it makes it seem so easy to really just start up an online business or making money. Realistically, that shit is easy as hell because you have so much resources and reliabilities to rely on to learn that stuff. But what sits in front of us is distractions of many kinds. You have girls, you have social media, you have drugs, you have drinking. Sorry, guys. You have a whole bunch of stuff that truly, it just distracts you from so much things. But once you learn to conquer your mind and truly get rid of those distractions, it all becomes so much better. At the end of the day, nobody's going to care about you but yourself. So I've learned to love myself. I've learned to, if I'm being honest, guys, it's not really a flex or anything. I can't really recall a time where I've really found myself to be depressed and rely on other things. I guess the only big addiction that I had was lust. I've never really smoked or drank before because I never saw those things to fulfill me or my desires, But desires, that doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, everything in life, it's meaningless. Everything is meaningless. You just got to ask yourself, what the hell is even the point? What's the point of all of this? If we come in this life with nothing and we leave in this life with nothing, what's the point? The point is to spread the gospel, love God, serve God, and just appreciate what he's given to you, the gift of life, the gift of him taking your sins away, the gift of salvation. And, that's what the point of life is. Loving and serving God, that's the main point of life. But obviously, you have to have an authentic form of purpose in this life. And once you come to that realization of what that is and what that could be and what that could do for you, then it all gets better from there. You just got to really understand the trajectory of the way that things are moving, the way that things are, headed in life, with AI, artificial intelligence, and robots and all of this advanced stuff that's happening. You have to realize that, just the simple, boring route of, going to college, that's not going to really do any good for you if it's going to be hard for you to get a job after school, right? So I want y'all to just think about everything. Just take a moment to think. Because once you start to think and use your head, that's when you start to change. That's when you start to grow. That's when you start to be like, oh shit, what am I doing? I'm alive. What am I doing? I need to live. Travel, guys. Travel. Make money. Do whatever you love. Put your mind to it while you're young and while you can and while you have the ability to, without kids, without stress, without financial problems. Do it now, because when you go all in right now, your future life will thank you every single day. But have God in the center of your life, because that's all that matters, guys. And again, I haven't posted because I quit. I gave up. I got distracted. I got, caught in the matrix. But once you come to the realization again and again and again and again, it's going to become your identity. It's going to become who you are. You just need to try harder next time, guys. You just need to try harder next time. But it all starts with your mindset. It all starts with your beliefs. If you want to get rich and make money, it doesn't start with the damn money. It starts with your mindset. It starts with who the hell you want to be. It starts with who you need to become. It starts with everything. But my biggest, advice for you guys right now in this moment, if you want to change, just get right with God. First and foremost, just pray, be grateful about everything that He's giving you right now, and just use the resources He has in front of you, which is YouTube, a phone, internet connection, Wi-Fi. These things you have, you can make a shit ton of money from, and you can learn so much from. Whatever it is, you can learn so much and you can do so much just from having these resources in your life. And I'm sorry, this video is a whole bunch of information. Again, at the end of the day, I see it as common sense, but common sense for some people, it kind of grows over time. But it's all wisdom, just, knowing what you want, just becoming aware of everything in life, just, being appreciative of everything in life, being grateful and serving the Lord. That's all that matters. But in life, you have to realize everything that you do, all of your inputs and all of your outputs, everything that you do, you have to do it with a purpose. If you're doing something that doesn't matter, what's it going to help you for, Like I said, everything is meaningless. So whatever I'm doing, trying to grow and get money and stuff, all of that's meaningless, honestly. Or I could just be bed rotting, watching TikTok all day and playing games and smoking and drinking. That's meaningless as well. Whatever you do is meaningless. So in my opinion, I feel like y'all should just choose your meaningless. Choose your hard life. Your life's going to be hard regardless. That's how it works. You're going to deal with financial struggles, or you can be financially free. But to get financially free, you have to suffer, go through a hard time in life, and just grow and study and put your whole life into it. Or you can fake it and pretend that your life is good right now for it to be bad later down the road. At the end of the day, just serve God, love God full-heartedly, and that's all that matters. But I love you, and God loves you, no matter who you are. Just be kind to people, love people in the world, and be grateful for what you have. And just, love yourself most importantly. To love yourself is discipline, of course. Just appreciate your discipline. Just appreciate what you have. Be grateful, gratitude, journal it, journal your life, journal your thoughts, love your life. And only success is guaranteed to you once you just are grateful and happy overall. But I love y'all. I hope y'all get a lot of information from this video. I plan to post way more, but thank y'all for watching. I love you.